Hello once again to my Lourdes family. We've arrived at number 7 of our exploration of the great love stories of the Bible. And we're starting very early in the Bible today. This is after Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, Noah's Ark, at the Tower of Babel. And we meet at the very end of Genesis chapter 11, people named Abram and Sarai. And they are already married at this point. In fact, Genesis 12, we learned they've been married for a while. Abram is nearly 75 years old. Sarai has also lived quite a while. God calls them to leave where they are, and they head to Egypt. Very quickly, they have a real miscue with a big lie. Abram asks her to explain she is his sister so he won't get killed out of jealousy of folks trying to take his wife. But then Pharaoh, thinking that Sarai is unmarried, takes her as his wife. God sends terrible plagues because of this adultery. Pharaoh gets mad about the plagues and the adultery and sends Abram and Sarai back where they came from. Chapter 16 is all about Abram, Sarai, Hagar, an angel, and the birth of Ishmael. It's worth adding that this is the point where Islam diverges from Christianity. They have their religious heritage from Ishmael. Ours is from Isaac. He's going to come up in a moment. Chapter 17 of Genesis is a very important message from God, renaming them as Abraham and Sarah. But the point of this message of God is that he makes his covenant with his people. He ratifies and affirms this in a very important way and anticipates that Sarah will soon have a son named Isaac. Here he is. And God is going to maintain his covenant with and through Isaac and his lineage. Sarai learns about this and laughs. She's going to have a child at her old age. And then she denies laughing. Chapter 20, there's another episode. You would think Abraham would have learned. But again, he describes his wife as a sister, and things don't go quite as badly as they did before. Chapter 21, Isaac is in fact born to Sarah, and she acknowledges that certainly she's an old woman. She's very surprised by what's happened in this experience. And then in chapter 22, Abraham is prepared to sacrifice his son Isaac, and we don't really know Sarah's response to all that happens. It's not recorded, but we just have to assume that she's delighted both by her husband's faith in God and the fact that her son does not, in fact, need to die in this process. Sarah dies at the very beginning of chapter 23. We learned that she is 127 years old. Even the purchase of her burial plot is a whole part of that story. Then Abraham dies in chapter 25. He is apparently 175 years old. And the author of Genesis makes a point to tell us that he is buried next to his wife. So in all this story, they deal with a lot. And that's a pun because their son is named Lot. But anyway, they go through so much. They have a long move away from family. There is jealousy. There is the challenge of infertility, spoken with folks before who are struggling with the revelation that they will not be able to have children, the turmoil that they go through, and so much the testing of Abraham to sacrifice his son, and they endure that. But through it all, they stay together for a very, very, very long time, and their love becomes the foundation of the people of Israel. So this is inspiration that what we're going through in all of our relationships, especially those based on love, that love can endure, be very fruitful, and very, very beautiful. See you tomorrow.